In fact, the license plate was a dead end wasn't a lie. The owner hadn't been in town when Tabitha disappeared, but it seems Brian is desperate to find someone to blame. Once Brian is released, Amy tells him Tommy is waiting for them outside because it was he who gave her a ride and now he'll take them home. As soon as they return to their house, Amy scolds Brian for snooping around a stranger's house, asking him to let the cops do their jobs. However, Brian thinks the police don't care about a missing black kid and accuses Amy of doing nothing to help. Hurt, Amy begins pointing out how Brian keeps drinking himself to sleep and won't go back to work, so she's the only one providing for the family while he spends a fortune on unopened Christmas gifts. Then, Amy decides to finally confess she's having an affair with Tommy. Amy asks Brian to fight for her or he'll lose her with this attitude, but Brian says he can't because if he does, that means Tabitha is dead. Amy goes to bed alone without a word and Brian decides to go to a bar. The only open place he ends up finding is a diner with waitress Tony in charge. Since Brian wants something strong to drink, Tony searches her manager's secret stash and brings out a bottle of tequila. Noticing Brian is feeling down, Tony offers him to get busy with her, but Brian turns her down as he shows her his wedding ring. Tony wonders why a married guy is doing shots alone in a bar at 2 a.m., and in return, Brian wonders how someone young like Tony became so jaded. Tony explains she isn't jaded, she is wise, thanks to an epiphany she had last week. She had been working her shift at the diner and a baby that wouldn't stop crying was driving her crazy, thus she went outside to have a smoke. That was when she noticed a guy selling illegal substances across the street, so she decided to ask for something to help her pass the day. His goods turned out to be pure angel blood. It seemed people had been capturing the angels and selling out their parts. Tony bought some and gave them a try, shocked by how heightened all her senses became. She felt like she could see the origins of everything that surrounded her, but the effect was too strong to handle and Tony ended up going to the bathroom to throw up. When she looked at herself in the mirror afterward, her mouth was gone and her eyes were black. Even now, Tony thinks the blood did its job and showed her the truth. She's a monster.